Alright, so this is going to be my review of Star Wars, Agents of the Empire, Volume 2. Now, this was the final volume of the Agents of the Empire series, due to the whole buyout from Disney, and then Dark Horse had to change back. Star Wars went to Marvel instead. So this is the last volume of, like I said, Agent of the Empire, and you can clearly see that there was a lot more to this. There was clearly meant to be so much more of Agent of the Empire. But they unfortunately were not able to, John Ostrander clearly was not able to do that, do what he wanted. Here's the thing, the Agent of the Empire series was, like I've said before in the first volume, it's very much like James Bond in, space or the future, just basically more science fiction. Think Moonraker, if instead of, astronaut suits and all that, he's fighting in fucking aliens. That's really what it boils down to. Or better yet, it's Daniel Craig's Bond fighting in fucking aliens. That's really that's the more appropriate thing, because Jahan Cross, the Agent of the Empire, is very much like Daniel Craig's boss. He's not really brash, he's very cold and calculating, but he's not afraid to kill people to get the job done. And, he has his own M, he's got his own Q, yeah. So this story follows around Jahan, who is on the planet Alderaan, and he's murdered he's murdered Count Dooku. Now, let me explain. Not the Dooku that Vader killed. Anakin is Vader, so I was kind of right on that. But yeah, Anakin killed in the Clone Wars, not the Christopher Lee one. It's technically his son, the Count Dooku of the planet Seriono, who, he assassinates the new Count Dooku because the Empire is kind of like, well, we don't like him, and he's getting a little too buddy-buddy with Bail Organa and the rest of Alderaan, who've just been like, yeah, we're expecting something bad from them. So Jahan disguises himself as Boba Fett and murders him, and now he's supposed to now that his Count Dooku's new son is supposed to be son's supposed to be the next Dooku. Yeah, it's a title. They decided to make it a title in here with Count Dooku, but yeah. The new Count Dooku is the previous one's son, but he's too young to have that title. So a regent wants to be appointed to him, and Jahan's there to sway one of the houses to House Brogan to become his regent, and eventually, the Empire can control Sarana, the planet, through him. So Jahan's at first really okay with this idea, but then he's like, man, this guy is just a complete idiot. And here's the thing with Brogan. He's just like, I'm evil and I'm an idiot. Nah. That's what it amounts to with him. And we also get to see Jahan's father, who is he's kind of respectable, but you kind of get the sense that during the Republic, he did some shit. And they also, and I should have mentioned this in the previous volume, that they really allude to, especially in this volume, that his mother was a whore. And he even says out loud, straight to his father's face, you must have had mom have sex with some of your opponents to get, to have your, to get what you wanted. So we had that going for him. Now, the action here is really fast-paced, and you can see from the title, as you can see from the cover right here, Boba Fett shows up, but not really towards the end, even though he's framed for, the murder. They say that, he got cleared up of that. But yeah, Boba does show up at the end of the story, and it's really interesting what they do with Boba at the end of this comic. But yeah, the characters themselves, the kid Count Dooku, he's really interesting, because he really knows that, I'm now stuck in a world where everyone wants to kill me, and I'm, more or less on my own out here. And Jahan feels really bad for him, he's now he's now protecting the child he made an orphan. He's literally doing that now. And it's really interesting, because they clearly state out front, I murdered this guy's son, but I've kind of realized, I've made a mistake, and now I'll go against the... But here's the other thing, he still has the Empire's best interest at heart, because what he believes is how, like I said, this Brogan guy, Borgan, that's his name, Borgan, this Borgan guy is not fit for the Empire. He's not fit to work with the Empire and has his own goals. So really, even though he's protecting the kid, and he does want to do that, his main focus is, like I've said in the previous volume, he is a steadfast believer in the Empire, even going against their wishes to do what they want, he still believes in them. Now, we also get another character in here called Vex, who is a bounty hunter, and she clearly has history with Jahan, but unfortunately they weren't able to extend further than that. She was a bounty hunter, and they do meet. We also get another love interest here called Kandra, who is the chief of security for the kid. And there's a bit of a romance there between her and Jahan. Like I said, this is pretty... And they don't really mention... They never mention the other girl from the Iron Eclipse volume. Which, again, kind of leads in the whole... Yeah, this Agent of the Empire is pretty much James Bond. Because they never... Like in most Bond movies, they never bring up the girls he bangs. Yep. Yep. So, this volume is very fast-paced. There's some cool dialogue here, a lot of cool political intrigue, as well as some fast-paced action. If you do get to see Vader in here, but it's more of a flashback than anything else. But yeah, the main focus is, of course, Jahan and his need to protect this kid, and in the same way protect the Empire from this kind of screw-up they've kind of put themselves in this situation. So you really look at it from his perspective, and you really do root for him, even though he clearly has made it throughout this entire volume and the previous one that, yeah, he ain't a nice person. Jahan Cross is in no way a hero. He is, for lack of a better word, he's a bastard. He is a bastard, but this is the type of bastard you root for, really. You really root for him more than anything else. So yeah, this volume is pretty fun. It really is sad because you can clearly see in here, in this volume more than Iron Eclipse, that you can clearly see that John Ostrander clearly wanted to do some cool stuff in here, and it really does. As much as I am excited for the whole Marvel Disney, the Marvel Star Wars stuff they're doing now is really good. At the same time, this is one of those times where you're like, God damn, was the Dark Horse comics really good. God damn, were those, fantastic stories. And it's kind of sad to see it gone now. It's all gone. But yeah. I highly recommend this. You can probably still find this. I got this and Iron Eclipse, the other volume, for discount. I think that together they were about $10 total. Because they were marked as $5 each, but... if you can't find it there, you can probably find it online. The retail's about $20 a trade. Yeah, so it's about, $20, $21 trade. But I do highly recommend it. If you love Star Wars, if you really love spy stuff, I say give this a look. I think this is a lot of fun. If you love stuff with the Empire, then yeah, absolutely. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.